street food.
Today we focus on a dish featuring one of the world's oldest and longest used legumes, the chickpea, aka the garbanzo bean, known in India as chole or chana. India is actually the chickpea production capital of the world. In the West, you have them in salads, or when you eat Middle Eastern dishes like hummus or falafel. But in North India, one of the most common preparations is Chole Bhature, a dish that features chickpeas in a succulent and spicy sauce served alongside a bhatura, a fluffy bread, which is big brother to the other North Indian puffy, oily bread, puri. Today on Street Food India, journalist Adam Lerner introduces me to his favorite Chole Bhature place near his office. Adam is a Henry Luce scholar who works at Caravan magazine as a visiting fellow. In addition to his writing work for one of India's most prestigious magazines, Adam is a comedian.
This group of guys come up and they surround me, whatever. How enlightened their guru is, how he's gonna change my life. They gave me a little pamphlet, and I didn't read the pamphlet, it was in Hindi. But then at the bottom they had the guru's email address, and it was the guru's name at yahoo.com. And I was like, really? Your guru doesn't know about Gmail? I looked him straight in the eye. And I leaned over and I said, I have something today that is going to change your life.
Time for the snack. We met at Naveen Kumar Gupta's stall not far from the Jhandewalan metro station, famous for the Hanuman temple that boasts an enormous statue of India's favorite primate deity, Hanuman. This particular dhaba, which is the Hindi word for eating house or food stall, rests in the shadow of one of Delhi's few tall buildings, the Videocon Tower. You can wrangle up some Chole Bhature here for the low price of 35 rupees, which will buy you a helping of chole and 2 bhature. 35 rupees is about 60 cents. The chole is mixed with a nice saucy concoction featuring ingredients like turmeric, coriander, cumin, and masala powders and chili powders. Gotta throw in the chili peppers. Sometimes pickled vegetables are served alongside to add that special sour and acidic kick. The preparation for the bhature is pretty interesting. At first it looks a little different from the other unleavened Indian breads, like paratha and roti, but it's deep fried in such a way that it puffs up into these marvelous oily pockets of flaky goodness. A friend of Adam's was taking a world tour and just happened to be in Delhi for his first India experience, so we introduced him to some Chole Bhature.
The bread's fantastic. It's like a fluffy naan. The only comparison I can have is like kind of like a fluffy taco, but
it's a fluffy taco.
I like to open it up like this, and you get a little pocket.
Kind of like a mini Chole Bhature burrito.
Yeah.
Yeah, the spice isn't too bad. There's like a couple times where, like that time we were at 4S and those honey chili potatoes.
Honey chili potatoes.
Just, oh my god.
The North Indian Chinese that is the hottest for me.
Absolutely.
I just can't get
Absolutely.
it.
Which is funny because it's mostly brought here by Tibetans who are like Buddhist monks, and like I just think of like the Dalai Lama preparing you hot chilies and like giggling.
So how does this particular expression of Chole Bhature fare on the emoticonometer? And for me, XD all the way. This is one of the tastiest renditions of Chole Bhature I've had in a long while. As far as parasites go, I'm going guarded. It's a very well cooked dish. There are sometimes vegetables that accompany it though that are not. So do be on guard. After our Chole Bhature adventure, we decided to partake in the Indian equivalent of the office water cooler, the chai stand. I'm not sure if Adam's getting the white skin tax, but he's being charged 10 rupees per cup, which is about 18 cents. Normally I get it for 5 or 6, but maybe it's just because that's closer to Midtown Delhi, and so maybe the rates are just higher there for everyone. The city does that. In the country, you can get pretty cheap chai, 3, 4, or 5 rupees. But anyway, it's all worth it because chai is awesome. Masala chai is basically just black tea with an assortment of spices, lots of milk, lots of sugar. Get a lot of ginger, sometimes black pepper, cloves. Almost always, one of the featured ingredients is a lychee, aka cardamom. For me, it wasn't an acquired taste. It was love at first gulp. You know, that doesn't work when it's not cooked. Cardamom and some chai, that's where it's at. The chai you get on the street can vary in spiciness and milkiness and sweetness, but generally there's a lot of milk, there's a lot of sugar, and there's a lot of cardamom. I tend to like it village style, which means as much sugar as possible, but more refined tastes might prefer more nuance. I generally find that people in their homes will serve it less sweet than on the street. I like it sweet though. Not long after our meeting, Adam's office stumbled into a little bit of controversy when Caravan's February issue caused some headlines. A group of protesters rallied outside the Caravan office and actually burned the issue in effigy. It's not really in effigy because it's the actual copy of the thing. They just burn the magazine. I'm just going to defer to my Indian friends in commenting about this particular story because I don't know enough of the details about it, but I can comment on a trend I notice a lot in the media here in North India. So one person brings a very detailed and thorough allegation against a person or a political party or a company. And then the next day, the person or group of people implicated by the story issue a response that just about boils down to, I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks on you. Let's say there's a reporter who does a story about police who find stolen money in a politician's basement. The politician's response to the reporter won't be, there's an explanation for that money, I can show how it got there. It will be, you evil journalist, you broke into my house, you planted money in my basement, all so you could have a story to write. In fact, you and the cops and my political rivals, you're probably all in on this together. Proof? What is that? What is proof? It's just a fiat declaration. Let there be counter-allegation, and there is truth. And the counter-allegation with zero research and zero evidence gets more media coverage than the initial allegation that took years to research. You don't need any argument, you don't need any follow-up, it's maddening. I need some Chole Bhature. If you've tried anything like Chole Bhature, or if you've tried chai, let us know what you think of them in the comments. And if you're from Delhi, please let us know where we can find the best chai and Chole Bhature in the city. Until next time, eat it on the street, watch out for the parasites.
Street food.
If you are going to bring counter allegations, ek kaam kijiye. Bachcho jaise baatein mat karo. Khamosh! And I got nothing against people defending themselves or bringing counter allegations. If someone's going to say something bad about you and that's not true, then of course, bring a rebuttal. And if they are guilty of doing something, then bring that to light. Sure, bring some evidence to support instead of just throwing stock allegations out there. You're a liar. Oh yeah, well you're bad. Oh yeah, well you're badder. Oh well yeah, you're the baddest bad. Well you're the triple doggaliest bad man.